Okay, hi everybody, good evening, and welcome to our webinar. I know it's long awaited and finally it's here. I hope you're all excited. We're also happy to have everyone, and we're welcoming you to our webinar. And I also want to if you have friends, families that you know this webinar will be useful for, that will find this very helpful and educative, please share with them. So just share the link across, share to your family, share to the group chat, share to your friends, let them join in. We can give like 5 minutes grace. So we're supposed to start by 5. So by 5:05, let's see how many of us we can have by then. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome. Let's keep sharing the link. Share your WhatsApp status. Share on Instagram. You can check our Instagram page at Mediterranean and just share the link. Let your friends join. Reach out to your friends, people that you know will find this very helpful. And if you have any questions regarding nutrition and diabetes management, this is the time to come and join and just get to learn and speak to a dietitian about it. And you also get to ask your questions and get answers to some of your long awaited questions. So, yeah, we're happy to have you. Keep joining. You can just drop a link, tell us what the particular question that has been on your mind all this while since you've been seeing the whole ad come up. What questions you have to ask? What would you like to know about? There are many myths out there. What we like to find answers to, the ones you want us to debunk or provide clarity for, just drop them in the comment section. You can feel free to relate with people in the comment section. Just say hi and just get to know yourselves as well. It's so nice to have you guys. Okay, I think we've waited long enough, but you can still share the link. Keep sharing the link and keep commenting, dropping your like emoji, fire emoji, dropping your comments, and I'll just do like a brief introduction. And it's just nice to have everybody here. And on behalf of Medtrina Clinic, Nutrition Clinic, wants to welcome everyone on board, and we hope you get answers and get clarity. And I know we've been hearing diabetes, type 2 diabetes can be reversed, And I can imagine how curious we can be, or we must be, hearing that. We want to know how true this is. Is it a lie? Is it a scam, or is it really true? And today we have with us our dietitian Yetunde, and she's a seasoned dietitian with years of experience, and she'll be shedding more light for us, and she'll be telling us how and when, if it's possible to reverse type 2 diabetes, how you can manage diabetes, what are the lifestyle habits. And if you have many questions, people ask questions like, oh, I noticed I'm pre-diabetic, or my grandma is diabetic, we have it in our family. Well, this webinar is also for you, because you also want to know the preventions you can put in place, and even how to take care of maybe family members or relatives that that are probably managing diabetes as well. I hope this video will be able to help more light and enlighten us. And please feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. So at the end of the session, at the end of our session, we'll take the questions, and then we go on from there. So please kindly drop your claps and give a round of applause as we welcome dietitian Yetunde to give us a talk about whether or not type 2 diabetes can be reversed, and how. Thank you. So over to you, dietitian Yetunde.
Hello, Faye. Good evening and happy Sunday. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining in today. I am Dietitian Yetunde. I'm a registered dietitian, Yetunde Aziz, and this evening we'll be discussing something that many people are curious about. Can diabetes be reversed? Just as Faye mentioned, it's a giant question in the heart of so many people, because we all see one thing or another on social media, Google, and all of that, but we just cannot pinpoint which one is right. So, is it possible to go from living with diabetes to not even needing medication anymore? So if you're on this webinar and you're curious about what is diabetes, what does reversing diabetes really mean? Is it possible to reverse it? Is it truly possible or not? What can you eat to help you regulate your blood sugar level? Then you will have to continue staying on and listen to me, because this webinar would help you. You might also want to get your pen, your book, and probably use your phone notebook to follow us as we go on ahead. So first of all, I'm going to be asking, what is diabetes? Most of us already know what diabetes is actually. You'd have heard it one place or another on Google, social media, or even on this platform also, because we have so many times mentioned what diabetes, or touched on the topic of diabetes. So diabetes, I'll just try to say it in a layman, easy to understand term. It's more like a medical condition that is characterized by elevated blood glucose level, more like elevated blood sugar level. And this can happen when, either due to the fact that your body is producing insulin, but it is resistant to the insulin that is produced. It is not sensitive to it, or it can also be due to the fact that your body is not even producing enough insulin to regulate your blood sugar level. That's it in the major term. So it is either due to one of those two that would cause a spike in your blood sugar level. And if your blood sugar level is left uncontrolled for a longer period of time, that's when complications will now come in. It can affect other organs in the body, such as your eyes, kidney, nerves, heart, and so on and so forth. So is it really possible to reverse diabetes? So what does before that one really mean? Many people, when they say I want to reverse my diabetes, they usually mean that they want to bring their blood sugar level back to normal. And doctors usually call this remission. It is not cure, they usually call it more like a remission. That's the word that most doctors use instead of saying reversal in a sense. It means that you are maintaining your HbA1c, as most of us will know. It is more like HbA1c is blood sugar test. So it's more like you are maintaining your blood sugar level, HbA1c level, back to 6.5, below 6.5, but for at least 3 months without taking medication. So if your blood sugar level is below 6.5 in the normal for at least 3 months without any medication, then you can see that, oh, that is a remission going on there. That is my diabetes, like the blood sugar level is being reversed back to normal. But even this is not a permanent situation, let me put it like that, because there was something you did for your blood sugar level to be below that without medication for 3 months. So if after 3 months you now go back to your former lifestyle before that new lifestyle changes you adapted, then your blood sugar level will go back up again. So yes, reversal is actually possible. Let me put it like that. Reversal of diabetes is possible, but it needs effort. Consistency is actually what is the key. Consistency in whatever you did, whatever lifestyle habit you adopted, and the right step is what would actually help you reverse your blood sugar level back to normal. And in there are situations whereby reversing blood sugar level is easier. In a situation whereby one just got diagnosed with diabetes. When I mean just got diagnosed, I don't mean that you are one did not it was undiagnosed before. I'm talking about that you did not you went for you have been doing tests, and then now you just discover that your blood sugar level is getting high. So it was not high before, but now you discover that it is getting high. So you are more like you just got diagnosed, you just found out you have diabetes. I mean, your blood sugar level has been high and you just got diagnosed. So there's high probability that your blood sugar level has been high for a long period of time and you just got diagnosed. I'm talking about that you just got diagnosed. So there's high chance it is much easier during that period of time to reverse your blood sugar level back to normal. And it is easier also if you are ready to make healthy lifestyle changes. Lifestyle modification can help you reverse back your blood sugar level back to normal. And in some cases, if you are not yet on insulin, yes, if you are not yet on insulin, it will be much easier for you to reverse your diabetes. Why did I say that? In most cases, when someone is not on insulin, it usually means that the person's body can produce insulin, and some of the person's body can even is sensitive to the insulin being produced by the body, but not more like it's not 100% sensitive, but it's still sensitive in a sense, just not very well. So at this stage, lifestyle changes like physical activity, weight loss, including healthy eating habits, can help improve the body's insulin, how the body uses insulin, and can even reduce insulin resistance. More like it can improve the way the body is sensitive to the insulin that is being produced. So this like give the body a much better chance to bring blood sugar level back to normal without medication. But in the sense that your doctor mentioned that you will be needing insulin, it means that the pancreas is no longer producing enough insulin that would help you regulate your blood sugar level back to normal, or probably the diabetes is complicated or it has progressed more than you understand it, that there is already a progression, it is higher than it can be regulated with just medication. So yes, this can make reversing diabetes or blood sugar more challenging at this point if one is already on insulin, or the pancreas is no longer producing enough insulin, or the diabetes has progressed. Reversal can also be challenging if one already has diabetes for a very long period of time. When I mean very long period of time, I'm talking about let's say 15-20 years. So if you have been managing it for a very long period of time, so it might be more challenging during that period of time to reverse diabetes. Or probably you have other health issues apart from the diabetes that you are managing, it might be more challenging to reverse your blood sugar level back to normal. So it is more like the earlier it is diagnosed and acted upon, the better chances for reversal of your blood sugar level. But still, it is not like it is impossible. You can still regulate your blood sugar level at this stage. It is not like your blood sugar level will continue to be high. You can still regulate your blood sugar level with healthy lifestyle changes, even though it is not like a full reversal. Let me just say, even though it's not like 100% reversal of your blood sugar level, if you understand what I mean. So what are those lifestyle changes I was saying about that you can use to help you regulate your blood sugar level, and help you in the sense that if you're to reverse your blood sugar level. Number one is losing body weight, losing some body weight, or should I say body fat. So sometimes when I meant the reason why I said not body weight, body fat, you might not be fat physically, like you might not be chubby and all that physically. You might not seem like somebody that have body weight physically, you might be lean and all that, it does not mean that you still cannot develop diabetes. There is what we also call visceral fat. Visceral fat means that the fat is around your organs, more like such as liver, pancreas. So when there are fat build up there, it can hinder, how should I put it? It can cause insulin insensitivity. So let's just say that those fat are acting like blockage. So now your pancreas is secreting insulin to help you regulate your blood sugar level, but the fat are like blockers. They are not allowing the signal to deliver where the signal is meant to deliver. So you need to lose body fat. Let me just say body fat. You need to lose body fat as a way to improve the way your body uses insulin, and also as a way to improve insulin sensitivity, to reduce insulin resistance in a way. So you have to reduce body fat, more like, if one is actually short, be more like reducing like around 5 kg can make a whole difference in helping the person regulate blood sugar level, reverse back their sugar level back to normal also, and improve insulin sensitivity in a sense. So don't just say because I'm lean, so what fat is there to lose? It could be visceral fat, it could be fat around your pancreas, around your liver, or other organs of the body that is causing that. So it might not necessarily be a physical body fat. Another lifestyle change that you have to notice is physical activity. Yes, physical activity is important. Now you remember I said that you have to lose body fat. So physical activity is one way you can use to do that. It will help you convert your fat to muscle. And that thing it will help you, by the time it's even converting your fat to muscle, it will help you improve the way your body is using insulin in a sense, and boost insulin sensitivity in that sense. Another thing also, so when I meant physical activity, what type of physical activity? I'm not saying that do something strenuous, just normal physical activity, like taking a walk around the area. 30 minutes of physical activity per day itself will do the magic. Just let's say that you have to be consistent with it, to 30 minutes of physical activity per day. If it's taking a walk around the house, using the staircase, you could even take a sport you even like, that would help and go a long way. If it's tennis, swimming, jogging, sport you just feel like you know that, oh, I love this sport, it will help a great deal, because you will notice then that you're enjoying the sport, you will not be able to like time yourself, you just keep on going and going, and that would help you even relax in a sense, because it is an activity you enjoy. So it's more like you are killing two birds with just one stone. So you could do your physical activity in the morning or in the evening. It could be using the staircase, light physical activity, taking a walk around the house, jogging, dancing also is also part of it. So any physical activity you decide to go for, the idea is just that you are just to ensure that you are burning for calorie in the sense, just to reduce your body fat in that way also. And that thing is stress management. It's so underrated, but it is very important. If you are trying to reduce your body fat, you would not even be able to lose body fat if you're undergoing stress. So, in a sense, let me put it like that. Yes, you might be losing weight physically, but fat around your organs you might not lose it in that way. So stress management is actually very important, because if you are stressed, your body will release cortisol, and this cortisol will boost your appetite. You would feel like eating a lot. So you might even feel like you want to eat a you might feel like this bowl of food is not going to be satisfactory to you. So you might eat a lot, that and that can cause a spike in your blood sugar level again. And that thing stress can also do is that stress causes inflammation. So when I mean inflammation, something like a swelling, and when there is an inflammation just like fat can also cause an obstruction. They can cause blockage and cause insulin insensitivity in a sense. Adequate rest is also important. So if you are stressed, or you know that you're under yes, let me just say, if you are stressed, you have to just identify those stress triggers, those stress activities. When you identify them, to ensure that during those period of time you engage in activities that would help you distress. It could be taking a rest. Adequate rest is actually important. 7 to 8 hours of sleep is very, very important. Don't joke with it. Don't joke with it at all. And if at all, taking a nap during the day, engaging in activities you also enjoy doing, probably reading a book, Listening to music, dancing, sports, any activity you want to do, and even just taking a rest if that's what you enjoy doing. Anything that you know that whenever I do this, I feel relaxed. Watching a movie, you feel relaxed or something. Just engage in those activities because it goes a long way. Don't just say that as long as I'm eating the right diet, as long as I'm doing physical activity, then there's nothing else that can affect my blood sugar level. If you are still stressed, you are still back in square one because stress is also an important factor that you have to work on to regulate your blood sugar level and also to reverse back your sugar level back to normal. And yes, lastly, diet, which is why we are majorly here today for the diet aspect, which is a part of why we are here. Let me put it like that. For the diet aspect, so very important because it's more like it's what you eat also that can cause a spike in your blood sugar level. So when we are talking about diet, this is not a difficult thing to use your diet to regulate your blood sugar level or to reverse back your blood sugar level. One major thing is portion control when we are thinking of diet as a way to regulate our blood sugar level or to reverse back blood sugar level. Portion control goes a long way. And when I'm saying portion control, I'm not saying skip a meal. I'm not saying skip breakfast or do one meal a day. Take your breakfast, take your lunch, take your dinner. It's even very important you take three square meal and don't eat whenever you are hungry because whenever you are just hungry. Make sure that you are providing a steady source of glucose to your body at all times, but ensure portion control whenever you are doing that. If you are skipping meal for that, your body would generate its own source of glucose and it might even do more than it actually need because your body have entered a survival mode just to provide glucose for you to keep going to sell for energy. So yes, do portion control, but no skipping of meals. Take your breakfast, take your lunch, take your dinner in little quantity. One thing you can do also is you can split your breakfast into two. Take half in the morning, take half in the evening in the afternoon, or if it's your lunch you want to split into two. And if you are not a breakfast person, one thing you can do also is just take little quantity of a food. If it's a fruit you want to take during that period of time, or salad you want to take during that period of time, or even what bread, two slices of bread and tea, something to just supply you with glucose during that period of time. Just don't skip a meal. Make sure that you are taking your meal but in the right portion size, let me put it like that. So one thing that would help you get fuller on time whenever you are trying to reduce your portion size, because when I'm saying portion, some people are already thinking to now they want me to start eating small food. One thing you can do that would help you is including high fiber food into your meals. High fiber food goes a long way. It will help you regulate your portion size because high fiber food makes you get filled up on time. So on one sitting you will not be able to eat a lot on time because how should I put it, they absorb water, they soak up water, so they tend to make you get filled up on time. You will not be able to eat a lot on one sitting. That's just one of the benefits. Another thing they do again is they help you regulate your blood sugar level. So if at all you are taking an example of high fiber food is vegetable. If at all you want to take rice with vegetable, what the vegetable will do is it will help you regulate the rate at which that rice can cause a spike in your blood sugar level. So if the rice will spike up your blood sugar level by 100%, let me put it in that scenario, the high fiber food will reduce that rate. So more like, okay, 5%, your body will be able to regulate that. So the little insulin that is being produced will be able to regulate that, or the little insensitivity will be able to regulate that. Another 5%, your body will be able to regulate it. So on the long run, your blood sugar level would not just spike up on a whim before your body would have regulated it. So that's one thing high fiber food does. And that thing high fiber food does again is that they help you remove excess fat from your body. So for example, like vegetable, I'm saying vegetable because it is easy and it does not have any added sugar to it. So for example, like vegetable now, if you are taking vegetable in your food, let me just say a scenario. Let's say you are making a vegetable sauce. You'd have observed on one instance where after you are making the sauce, you have made the pepper, the oil and the pepper. By the time you put in your vegetable and stir it in, you notice that the oil just reduced in the pot. That is the same thing it does in our body. Whenever we take it as a meal together with a meal, we take vegetable probably with a meal. What it does is that it soaks up those oil and help you remove them in your body. So by the time your body is not getting fat from that meal, you start going to your fat stores and start using that for whatever it needs fat and oil, because our body still needs fat, whether we like it or not. So those are benefit of high fiber food. So including high fiber food in your meals is a plus for you by including them. So what are those high fiber food? Number one is vegetable, as I've been mentioning them. So don't stick to one type of vegetable. So ugu, bitter leaf, water leaf, any type of leafy vegetable you want, or probably you want to do the cabbage, carrot, cucumber, anyone, green peas, anyone you want. Whether you want to do the leafy vegetable or the non-leafy vegetable, any vegetable you decide to do. I advise you do variety, because what is in ugu might not necessarily be inside your cabbage or lettuce. So go for varieties whenever you want to do your vegetables. And for fruits, yes, you can take fruits. Don't say that because you are managing high sugar level, you should cut out your fruit. You can take fruit, but as I mentioned, portion control is very important whenever you are even taking your fruit. So if you want to take apple, just one apple on a sitting. If you want to take banana, two fingers of banana. Portion control is what actually matters. So that way, most of our fruit contains fiber, but they also contain sugar, and that sugar is what we are just being mindful of. So don't just cut it out. Just be mindful of the portion size. If it's orange, one orange. If it's tangerine, one tangerine. If it is watermelon, a little quantity of watermelon. The 200 naira they are selling, you can now cut it into two again and take half of it. The same thing with pineapple, the 200 or 100 naira one they are selling, cut it into half and take it. But don't just do two different type of fruit on one sitting. You understand me? Don't do two different type of fruit on one sitting, just one fruit per sitting. So that way your blood sugar level will not spike up on just one whim, on a whim. Let me put it like that. So fruits, vegetable, and that's in whole grains. Whole grains from our food like basmati, like ofada rice, like oatmeal. Oatmeal, yes, basmati rice in a sense also contain bit of fiber in it. So also you can also get them in millet, guinea corn. If you want to take them as pap, yes, they contain fiber. You can also get them in plantain also. They are also in plantain. The more ripe the plantain actually, the more the fiber in it. But the reason why you are told, or you hear a lot of people say go for unripe plantain is because the more ripe it is, the more sugar it contains. So what I would recommend is do moderately ripe. It is not unripe, neither is it too ripened. Just do moderately ripe. You can see the green, you can still see the yellow on the plantain. So you can do moderately ripe, so you can get your fiber also from the plantain. Yes, you can also get it in your sweet potato too. If you are doing sweet potato, you can get fiber from your sweet potato. But for all of this, unlike vegetables, you still have to be mindful of their portion size. Vegetable is the only thing you don't have to be mindful of the portion size, because it does not have any added sugar or calorie in it. But for your fruits, your whole grains that I've been mentioning, like the ofada rice, the sweet potato and the rest of it, you still have to be mindful of the portion size that you are doing, including with anyone you go for. You still have to be mindful of the portion size. Also, avocado is also another type of food that contains fiber in it. It contains healthy sources of fat that is good for the body. So it also contain fiber in it. So you can take your avocado also in it. And then chia seed is also another fiber that you can take, fiber rich food that you can take. So you can take your chia seed also. Make sure to soak it up, because it takes up a lot of water to prevent constipation from occurring. So you can soak it up, or better to say, if you are not soaking it up, make sure you are taking it with a lot of water. This is very important to help you pass out so easily. You understand? So what chia seed, what they do is they are more like absorbers. Let me put it like that. So then they soak up the oil in the meal you are taking, and then help you remove them from your body. Yes, and they are more like the channel that soak it up and help you remove it from your body. In that sense, unlike what's the name, leafy vegetable that just like pack it together like this and soak it and take it out of the body, in that sense. But all of these together are high fiber food, and their variety. Don't just stick to one type of high fiber food. It's just that if you now experience that you are using stooling a lot, They are using the toilet a lot, maybe diarrhea or purging or something. Instead of going for leafy vegetables, you can go for soluble fibers. When I mean soluble fiber, that's from your carrot, from your oatmeal, from your chia seed, from your banana and apple. Those contains soluble fiber. It means that they absorb water, so they would help you reduce frequent stooling. But if you observe that you are not even using the toilet at all, then you might want to go for the leafy vegetables a lot, just to help you, like broom, to help you pass out stool in a sense. So I've mentioned portion control, I've mentioned that you should not skip your meals, I've mentioned high fiber food and given a list of high fiber food. Another thing is also lean protein. Lean protein is very important. When I mean lean protein, it means that you have removed the fat from the protein. So look at just chicken, your turkey. By the time you remove the skin, that's considered a lean source of protein in a sense. Your fish, yes, you can do fish as you like. You can do any type of fish as you like. Oily fish contain omega-3 fatty acid that is good for the body and helping the build up of good cholesterol while helping you remove bad cholesterol from your body. So they are good in a sense. So you can do fish, you can do your egg also. One egg in a sitting, yes, it is allowed. Don't forget it is packed with a lot of protein. So do your egg. If you want to do milk, make sure that you do low fat milk, or you can do plant-based milk. When I mean plant-based milk, I mean like almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, rice milk, any type of tiger nut milk, any type of plant-based milk you want to do. And if it is animal based on you want to do, you can do low fat milk. Is what is recommended, like Dano skim milk, if you want to do that. And then for your yogurt also, you can include yogurt into your meal. Yogurt are actually fermented food product and they are good for the guts. And gut health also help with brain health also. So include your gut also, your yogurt into your meal. But whenever you are going for the yogurt, ensure that you are doing unsweetened Greek yogurt, just to reduce the added sugar that will be in it. Go for unsweetened, and if you can see a low fat yogurt, then go for unsweetened low fat yogurt. That would help a great deal. Yes, you can do your beans also, though it's more of carb, but yes, I will just classify it under protein. So you can do your beans also. And yes, I think I've majorly covered all on lean protein. And then yes, for healthy sources of fats, you ensure you go for healthy sources of fat. Outside high fiber food, portion control, no skipping of meals, lean protein, go for healthier sources of fat. And outside of just the healthier sources of fat, ensure that you are reducing your fat intake. So you know now we are trying to reduce the total amount of fat in your body, so we don't want to add additional fat also to the from our meals also. So to do this, ensure that you are reducing the amount of oil you are adding directly from to your food. You might want to limit frying of food as much as possible. Frying of plantain, frying of fish, meat, frying of yam, akara, things like that. You have to limit them. If you know that you have done a lot of frying this week, is something that you would want to work on, and limit frying of food to once in a while. It should not be all the time. And in your meal also, ensure that little amount of oil it should be on your plate. It should not be on your plate, I mean. So somebody should be able to ask you that, is there no oil in this soup? Is there no oil in this jollof rice? Is there no oil in this fried rice at all? That's the idea. Actually, the recommended is like 2 tablespoons of oil if you want to cook any meal. But if it's a batch cooking, then now you know that is at your discretion. But the recommend is actually 2 tablespoons of oil if you want to prepare a meal, just to reduce the amount of oil you are getting directly from your food, especially your vegetable. When you are making them, ensure that little amount of oil whenever you are making your vegetables. If not, it would damage the, or should I say damage the impact of God telling you to take vegetable in the first place. So it is more like a three mantra: little salt, little seasoning, little oil. Whenever you are making your vegetables or any other veggie sauce or egg sauce or any type of sauce you want to make. So if you are making like egg now, what you can do is just try to spread the pan with what with oil, little bit of oil before, and then you can do your egg. So they are, and if at all you are someone that like plantain, what you can do is just do, instead of doing a deep frying, do a shallow frying, or better still you can air fry it if that would be a much better way for you, just to reduce the oil you are getting directly from your food. So you can consider air frying, you can grill it, you can boil it, but limit frying of food as much as possible. So other healthier sources of fat, you can get them from avocado, as I mentioned earlier. You can get them from your fish also, as I mentioned earlier. You can get them from your nut also. Nut contain healthier sources of fat like your almond nut, your cashew nut also, your groundnut. Yeah, they contain healthier sources of fat. But make sure that if you that you want to buy them in a store, go for unsalted nuts as much as possible. But if you at all you are just going for a random nut, no problem. Just ensure that you are mindful of the portion size. An handful of nut is what you should go for, both for the unsalted one and the salted one. An handful of nut. You can even go ahead and count them to make sure that they don't exceed 20 pieces on one sitting, if at all 25 flat. But they should be below that actually, because as small as those nuts are, they are packed with a lot of calorie that can cause a spike in your blood sugar level. They contain fiber, yes, but they can still cause a spike in your blood sugar level. So you might want to be mindful of the nuts you are taking. Don't sit down on one sitting and take a big container of nut on one sitting. And yes, of course, you have to limit as much as possible alcohol intake, caffeine intake, soft drink, fatty food and fried food. And why did I say you have to limit all dis food? These are food that can cause inflammation also. And once inflammation is happening, it means that it would let me say it would cause an obstruction or reduce insulin. It would increase insulin resistance, let me put it like that. It will make your body to be less sensitive to the insulin being produced, because now you are producing more blockers that will not let your body to be sensitive to the insulin that is being produced. So they are more like stimulants of insulin resistance, let me put it like that. So you have to limit alcohol intake, caffeine containing food as much as possible, soft drink, soda drink, fatty food, fried food. So these are just that is just the reason why they are telling you to limit all these things. Most of them can lead to the buildup of inflammation that can further cause insulin resistance, and most of them can lead to the buildup of more fat storage in the body that can also cause insulin resistance, thereby causing a spike. And most of them, yes, they are very high in, should I say, yeah, they are very high in calorie that can cause a sudden spike in your blood sugar level, in a sense like that. So for your vegetable, whenever you are doing it, one thing that can help in your portion size is do a 1:1 thing. If you are doing one wrap of swallow, make sure that you are doing one the same quantity of vegetable. If you are doing one cup of rice, make sure you are doing the same quantity of vegetable. See the same quantity in your plate, and with time you can even now start increasing the vegetable and start reducing the whatever you are going with it, in a sense, because as you go on you will notice that whenever you are taking a lot, probably in the 1:1 period, you will notice that you get filled up on time, such that you end up eating the vegetable and without even eating a lot of your rice, without completing your meal, your rice or your swallow, whatever you are taking with the vegetable. But remember, little salt, little seasoning, little oil is very important whenever you are making your vegetable or veggie sauce or anything like that. So yes, as I mentioned, take your yogurt, they are fermented. And yes, instead of soft drink, caffeine or alcohol, you can go for herbal teas. Herbal teas are another option you can take. When I said herbal tea, like ginger tea, um Scent leaf tea, all those type of tea, why they are pro-inflammatory in nature. When you take those food that are pro-inflammatory in nature, it will help you reduce any inflammation going on in your body, probably due to fat or due to intake of highly processed food. You boost insulin sensitivity, in a sense. Zobo, including zobo leaf also, you can boil it or you can take it hot cold zobo drink, but without added sugar. It is very important you are very mindful of that as much as possible. And yes, do take adequate amount of water. So scenario now that probably um bread, and how can I include high fiber food, because the idea now is that as much as you are eating any single meal, you should be able to point out that the fiber you are eating in that meal, you should be able to say, oh, this is a lean source of protein. You should be able to say, oh, I added little amount of oil in this food, or there is not even oil in the food, and there is little salt, little seasoning, and little oil as much as possible. So in for bread now, a scenario that I'll just try to paint it. If you are taking your bread now, you can take it with probably you want to do an egg sauce. One thing you can do is you can add your vegetable into the egg sauce, like veggies, cabbage, carrot, or if even though it's leafy vegetable like ugu, bitter, any type of vegetable you want, you can add it. And if you don't want to sit inside the egg, you can do your egg sauce separately and put your vegetable by the side. Especially if you even have vegetable at home, probably a foriro or any other vegetable or a icon, you can put it by the side of it just to eat it with your so after eating your bread and egg sauce, you can just take the fiber with food. So just make sure that the vegetable you are taking is very much. You are taking a lot of vegetable with your bread. And that thing again, you can do bread sandwich if you want to, in between something like a salad mixture, but now without the mayonnaise. You can put that salad mixture in between the bread. And you can also put avocado too. You know I mentioned that it contains other sources of oil and it also contains fiber. So you can put avocado also, but now it is all without the what's the name? Without the mayonnaise. And then you can now put egg or fish chunk or chicken chunk, anything you want. So it's not like as if eating healthy is expensive. It's more like once you can make informed choices of, oh, this is where my fiber is coming from in this meal, you'll be able to wrap around how you can get things that are more affordable to go with it. So you don't have to always get cabbage, carrot and all that. If it's that you want to do just normal ugu and just steam it and put it by the side, or cook your ugu vegetable anyhow you want to do it and put it by the side. Anyone that work for you. The idea is just that all your body knows is that, oh, I'm getting fiber from this source. It does not know any type of fiber. All it knows that this is the fiber that is in this meal. The same thing with your yam, boiling it, plantain also, sweet potato also in a sense. Make sure that they are the same ratio one with your vegetables. So you can boil them, you can grill them, you can use an air fryer, but limit frying them as much as possible. It is very important. And for your salad also, if you want to like snack on your salad, one thing you can do also, instead of taking mayonnaise, you can take it with yogurt, unsweetened Greek yogurt. It can act like your cream. So that's something you can snack on if you would want to do something like that. But all of this, whatever you have decided to do or engage in, or whatever lifestyle you have decided to do, you just have to ensure sustainability. Don't see this period as a period of, oh, I'm undergoing a regimen, or I'm undergoing a section, or I'm undergoing a diet, because once you stop whatever you are doing then, and you have seen results from whatever you are doing then, you now fall back to what you were doing before that, you are going back again to it. You just have to ensure sustainability. Whatever lifestyle changes you have decided to adopt, from trying to lose body fat to physical activity, thing that just pick one, you have to ensure these are lifestyle modification you have to put in place. You have to work on reducing your body fat, you have to work on physical activity, you have to work on managing stress, getting adequate rest, work on your diet, making sure that your diet, yes, and but all of this, yeah, whatever you have decided to do, because this period is more like, okay, I'm trying this to see whether I'll be able to work with this. Whatever you have decided to try and work on or implement, you have to ensure sustainability in all of it. It should be something that, oh, this is the lifestyle I can do for a long period of time, in fact, forever. It should be your new habit. It should start seeing like your new habit. So don't just say, oh, my blood sugar level has been reversed, it has gone back to normal, so I can eat anything. It is not true. After a while, you notice that your blood sugar level has started to spike up again, because it was the lifestyle changes you kept in place that help you reverse it back to normal. So you have to keep up with that lifestyle. Don't just see that it is gone forever. You still have to keep up with that healthy habit. And don't look for one particular food or herbal natural herb that would help you drop down down your blood sugar level. There is no magic cure. It takes steps, it takes consistency. So don't just engage in taking herbal drinks and all of that that will to bring down your blood sugar level. Yeah, they might work, and in some cases they might even bring it down more than necessary, and that is even worse. And taking them frequently like that to regulate your blood sugar level can also affect that does the work of filtration. So especially when you are now taking it without taking a lot of water in that sense. So don't look for one magic cure. It is consistency, effort and sustainability. You have to keep on doing it all and all again and all again. You have to see it as your new life. You have to see it as you have to see it as something that you want to keep, you should keep on doing. You should see it as your new self in a sense, because that's why we are calling it lifestyle modification, lifestyle changes. You are going from your previous lifestyle to another new lifestyle. So to answer the big question, yes, diabetes can be reversed in a very big sense, especially when you now act on it earlier on, when you diagnose it earlier on. This is why checkup is very important. So yes, diabetes can be reversed. And if it is not fully reversed in a sense, with consistency and lifestyle changes that I've mentioned earlier, you will still be able to regulate your blood sugar level and not have to rely on medication frequently again. Do you understand me? If at all you are not, it is not properly reversed, if it's not fully reversed. But yes, it can also be reversed with lifestyle changes, consistency and put in more effort. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dietitian Yetunde. That was so insightful. In fact, there was a lot to learn, a lot of note taking. Like my jotter is full because I just had a lot to say. And some of the things that stood out for me that she said. One thing is, she said when it comes to taking your vegetable, you need to follow three steps: little salt, little
Thank you so
seasoning,
much. Thank you
and
so much, Dietitian.
little oil. And this is just to make sure that even we are taking it in the best way possible. She also said, and this is also important for us to notice, because out there we keep getting and hearing information like buy this tea for diabetes, use this agbo or take this mixture and it cures diabetes. And the truth is there's no magic cure for any type of illness. It just takes effort and consistency. Just make sure you make your effort in the right direction. And another important information for us to know is that eating healthy is not expensive if you know what to eat. So if you have a good knowledge about what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat it, then eating healthy is just something that can be easy and is that habits that we can easily adapt. And how do we know what to eat and what is right to eat? That's why you have like dietitians, you have Mediterranean Clinic. You can always reach out, and we have Mediterranean Diabetes Club, which is a group where you can drop questions. You might see anything online. It might even be a video that you saw in passing about diabetes and you're not sure about the information. You can just drop the link to the group chat. You can ask your questions directly and get answers from a dietitian, from a professional, and they're able to provide clarity for you. So we have three questions that I would like dietitian to quickly answer before we end this webinar session. So the first person said, how do I reverse my blood sugar? And I believe that's the essence of this whole webinar. And she asked earlier during the course of the question. So I'm sure by now you already have your answer as to how you can reverse your diabetes. Of course, I can restate some of the points she mentioned. She said portion control, Not avoid skipping meals. High Ensure you take high fiber foods, lean protein, that's a protein that has little fat around it, healthy sources of fat as well. So these are key points she highlighted for us during the conversation. So the second question is, how often should we check our blood sugar level? So I'll be leaving that for Miss Yesterday's answer. And the other question is, my blood sugar does not go below 100 for fasting, but 2 hours after my breakfast, it goes to 80 over 80 or 85. So this is also another question that Charity will come back to answer, and then we'll be rounding off this session. Okay, that's Sherry today. Over to you now.
Okay, thank you very much. So you mentioned the first question. So how often should we check our blood sugar levels? Any sign of high blood sugar and start taking necessary precautions. So if you are not managing high blood pressure and high sugar level, or you are not pre-diabetes, or I mean if you don't have diabetes and you are not pre-diabetes, the best way to manage check it, how often you should check it is 1 to 2 times a year, doing routine checkup. So 1 to 2 times a year you can check it. But if you are pre-diabetes, probably you have gone to check your blood sugar level one time, and you were informed that your blood sugar level has is not in the diabetes stage, is in between. One thing you can do is check it after 3 months or after 6 months. That would help you, so you would know whether the precaution you were informed to take during those period of time are really helping, or if your new lifestyle changes are really helping with your with regulating your blood sugar level. But if you are also already managing diabetes, then this is something you want to be checking all the time. You might want to check it before your meal, after your meal, and before bedtime. As I say, or probably based on whatever your physician said, if you are taking insulin or not. So it depends. So if you are healthy, you are not managing diabetes or this, do it twice a year, doing routine checkup. If you have pre-diabetes, then you want to do it 3 months and 6 months. That will be an HbA1c that will tell you how your blood sugar level has been for the last 3 months. So it has to be within 3 months or 6 months if you want to do that. Anyone that work for you. And if you're already managing diabetes and you are already taking precaution, let me put it like that also, you are including lifestyle modification to regulate your blood sugar level, then you might want to check it after meal and before bedtime. Or if you are under insulin, you are taking insulin, then according to whatever your physician said. So you mentioned that the second one is my blood sugar does not go below 100 for fasting, but 2 hours after my breakfast, it goes to 80 to 85. So sometimes that can also happen, and it could be due to different factors. It could be due to late night snacks. Whenever you snack before bedtime, so there's high probability that your blood sugar level was still high during those period of time when you check it, and then after it just went back to normal. So late night snack can affect that, because now whenever you do your late night snack, you don't like, you are not expending the energy on anything. The moment you get late night snacks, you just go back to bed. So the your blood sugar level will just spike up like that. And it's and also be due to that the breakfast you also took is also very high in sugar. Let me put it like that. So one thing that would happen is, once your blood sugar level spikes up like that, your body generate a lot of insulin, secrete a lot of insulin to crash down that high sugar level. So you experience, sometimes you might experience dizziness, not even dizziness, don't let me say dizziness. You might just experience weakness. So you just finish a breakfast, but you are weak in a sense. You are like, I just ate breakfast. Why do I feel like I haven't eaten at all? So that's because once the body works in that kind of way, once insulin level is higher than its sugar, blood sugar level is higher than it is meant to be, the body just sends in um it secrete a lot of insulin to crash it down. So you can experience that also during breakfast. Another that thing that can cause it also is stress. As I mentioned, stress is a factor that is so underrated. So yes, stress can also affect it also. And then when also rise and fall in your blood sugars also, and then it might also be mild insulin resistant, but it is not always the case in most of it. It is mostly due to what you ate last night, what you took for breakfast in a sense. So yes, I think I've answered both questions.
I hope you're still with us. I hope you've not dropped out along the line, and I hope this was enough clarity for you. So, in the comment section, we're dropping the link to join the Mediterranean Diabetes Club. So feel free to click and just join. And if you know anybody, maybe your neighborhood, a family member, a family friend that would find this very helpful, you can also copy the link and just share with them. You can also check our social media handles at Mediterranean Clinic on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter just to get information, read posts, we post about diabetes, hypertension, PCOS, and different non-communicable disease conditions. So feel free to follow and just get informations and get enlightened. And also, if you want a meal plan, if you want to speak to a dietitian, if you have more questions, more conversation, and you like to hear more, you can just join the club and then reach out to register to also book a consultation session with the dietitian. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. If you are here up to this point, we really, really appreciate you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. And with that, we close this webinar, and we wish everyone a happy Sunday and an amazing week ahead. Bye.